Hi, everybody. Happy Sunday. Welcome to Etc. I'm Kelly Barrett. We are here on Jess TV. We're really excited about my guest today. We have actor, comedian, writer Leland Klassen is here with us today. Hi, Leland.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing well, trying to stay warm. It's minus 25 here today.
Oh, wow.
What's
Okay.
it like in Vancouver?
Uh, Probably overcast. Haven't really looked out. Yeah, it's fine.
It's probably not minus
Cloudy.
25. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. I just want to tell my viewers a little bit. I did meet Leland Klassen. It was back in 2017, I think it was. And a funny story here. So I had just moved to Southern Alberta, and I decided to live in Taber, Alberta, for a little while. And I didn't know a single soul. And I think it was a Friday night, and there was this comedian in town. So, and I'm a huge fan of stand-up comedy, entertainment of any sort. So off I go by myself, and I'm feeling a little bit, not great that I'm going alone. And I walk in, and there's people with families and on dates, and so I wait till the lights go out, and I kind of creep in, and you start your show, and I have to get a picture of it. And you had mentioned no flash, I think. Yeah, you had mentioned no flash. Right, and being the rebel that I am, I have to get pictures of this. So I wait till you're in the middle of a bit because I think I'm going to be safe. And I proceed to creep to the back of the room, thinking, I'll just get one quick picture in, and the flash went off. And you, Leland Klassen, stopped your show and started waving me to the stage. You're like, "Come here, man, come here, come on." And I'm, kind of walking with my tail between my legs to the crowd.
You didn't have to. You didn't have to come forward.
I felt I couldn't say no. And you're, "No, come on, man, a little closer, a little closer." And I'm right at the stage, and then you're like, "A little closer." And then you lean in and you said, "I said no flash." It was so funny. And then you proceeded to pull me up on stage, and we had some fun, and you took a selfie with the audience in the background. And
Nice.
so that's how I met Leland Klassen. And I remember thinking, wow.
So I was a jerk. That's how you met me. I was a big
No,
jerk.
it was improv, and it was quick, and I kind of deserved it.
I don't even have a rule about no flash. I was just messing around.
You were just
That's the funny part. It's like I really don't care if people want to take pictures or not.
Apparently, I had to be taught a lesson. Would I do it again? Probably.
Yeah. Would I do the same thing? Probably.
Probably, right? It's all about that picture.
Yeah.
So, Leland, you are a comedian, actor, writer, and I really want to get into talking about Sleeper Agent in a minute here. But
Okay.
let's go back a little bit and tell us, how did you get into the whole comedy scene?
Oh, that was years and years and years ago. When I made that mistake.
Comedy
No,
I'm
I'm kidding.
kidding.
No, you know what? I wanted to try it, but I'd never actually done that until after I got married, and then I had all this material, and so I decided,
As you do when you
and
get
I,
married.
and I wanted to get out of the house, so it's perfect. No, I started going to wherever I could get on stage, clubs and bars, and just doing, just trying it out. And that's the first thing I tell people too when they ask me, how do I get into comedy? I'm like, just get on a stage somewhere. Of course, now it's like you can't.
Right at the moment, yeah, sadly. Yeah.
Wait till the pandemic ends. That's how you get into comedy.
People will be so starved for entertainment, it won't even matter how good you are. It's a good time to get out there.
Yes.
So were you always funny? Like, were you that kid that was the class clown, or?
Yeah, I mean, I dealt with a lot of stuff with humor. When I was, uncomfortable, when I was scared, when I was wanted attention, I just my go-to was humor, right? So,
Right.
yeah, but I guess I'd been honing it for a while, and then I just took it to stage, and that's all comedy is. Stand-up comedy is. It's just everyone's got a sense of humor because you laugh at you laugh at things, so you have a sense of humor. It's just a matter of translating your sense of humor to an audience. That's all stand-up comedy is.
Absolutely. And so a lot of it is probably just, having a feel for your audience, like feeling them out and testing the level.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And I think there's people, I know people that teach stuff. There's probably a bunch of stuff that I know that I don't realize that I know, but I just get into an audience and I start to read things almost automatically now.
Right.
After doing it for well, although I'm rusty, I've been. Who knows what it's going to be like when I finally get back there? But every once in a while, I'll get a show. You know.
I think it's like riding a bike. I think it's like riding.
Yeah, it'll come back pretty quick. Otherwise, I'll fall off and skin my knees. So,
And you'll get back up again.
yeah, metaphorically speaking, that's what's going to
Yes.
happen in comedy for a lot of us.
Well, the thing with comedy for me personally, as I'm a musician, I think it's so subjective. Comedy is so subjective. And there
Absolutely.
were a few clubs that we played regularly, and they would bring comedians in before the band went on. And I remember the comedians always wanted to be in a band, and the band members always thought it'd be kind of cool to be a comedian. But
Absolutely.
the subjectiveness of humor can be. I think that's where the real talent comes in, is trying to figure out, how to temper your show, depending on your surroundings and the people and the responses you're getting.
Well, and what's interesting now is that when I started, back 20 some years ago, the advice everyone was giving comedians is just be as universal as you can. Because you want as big audience, you want that television network audience. And nowadays, when these guys are starting out, they're all finding these tiny little niches. It's like I talk about, sheep herding. That's my thing. And it's like, yeah, there's 4 million people that want sheep herding jokes. You know what I mean? Like it's just changed so much. The whole industry has changed.
Do you have sheep, Leland?
No, I don't. That was an example. That was just an example. I was going to say goat shearing. And then I was like, no, goats don't get sheared, sheep do. And then I went to sheep herding. That's all that happened in my head. And that's in that amount of time.
Sleeping goats would be a good topic.
Yeah.
Or fainting goats. Have you seen the fainting goats?
No.
You're gonna have to Google it after the show. They run in a herd and then they all just drop.
I have heard of that before. I've never seen any videos, but I was talking to somebody who said that's a thing. So.
It's a thing, and there's got to be some jokes in there. So there's probably I've had a comedian on the show. And there's probably some comedians watching. What advice do you have, to pass on to the younger comedians just getting started in this new climate of comedy?
Well, it's funny because I was just talking to my wife about this last night, and I said, like, I don't know how you could start right now, because for me specifically, it was all about trial and error. It was all about testing out what I thought was funny, and then seeing if the audience, and then I could start to kind of get rid of the stuff that wasn't working and increase the stuff that was. And I honestly don't know how you do that in this age. I guess the thing is, and we're all hoping this pandemic eventually ends, but I don't know. There's
who knows?
There's no deadline, so nobody was thinking we'd still be it'd be a year out and we'd still be in it. So.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's don't get me started.
Well, we're going to keep it positive.
Exactly. But I think during this time, like here's something I've been doing. I've been doing a ton of writing, and not just stand up, but screenplays and things like that. I'm trying to. So, if you love stand up and you take it in and you want to do more of it, keep writing and keep working at it, and eventually. And I think there are ways to do some of these like Zoom shows and things like that with an audience. That's the key. Is like you got to figure out how to get feedback.
Absolutely, and I think a lot of entertainers are doing that. I watch a lot of my favorite bands doing live streams and comedians and whatnot. And so there's always that avenue. But I really like what you had to say, Leland, about use this time. Basically, what I'm hearing is use this time to hone your craft.
Yeah.
Right. And, you can FaceTime a friend and try your material out on them. And, there's ways around it. And I think the biggest thing, and this is the only time that I guess we'll even touch on the COVID situation, but a lot of the people that I've interviewed on the show have really, there's seems to be two sides. There's, people just kind of, rolling along with it and falling into a bit of a slump. And then there's other people who are like, I'm not working. I'm going to write songs, or I'm going to write jokes, or I'm going to write a movie, I'm writing a book. And I think that's the key, is to, diversify a little bit and utilize this time to really hone your craft, whatever that craft may be.
Yeah. And if you're a creative person, that's your outlet. So
absolutely,
in this time when when a lot of people are having a lot of mental health struggles, if you're an artist, then do your art. It doesn't necessarily have to look a certain way, but if you're expressing yourself, that's got to be.
You just got to get that out.
Got to help your mental health.
It keeps you sane. And I'll tell you one thing. I started this show during the lockdown.
Mm-hmm.
And who knows if I had still been working, it might not have been something I would have had time for. And so I'm really grateful. Like, in a lot of ways, I'm grateful. As I'm sure you'll see the side of things too, is that, little things that didn't really mean as much anymore have now suddenly, our perspective has shifted. And I think what's important, I know for myself, it's just become smaller.
Yeah.
I used to dream of, I want this, and that. And really today, I just want to hug my people that I love. And I just want people to be healthy, and I just want to be able to go see some live entertainment. And so it's really been a shift, which I don't think is a bad thing. I think it's a little wake up call.
Yeah. No, right. Like priorities. It's making people think about their priorities. That's never a bad thing.
Exactly. Back to the comedy. One of the things I wanted to mention, and this goes from the movie that we're going to talk about here right away, back to your comedy show. The one thing that I really loved and admired about you is, and it goes the same with the movie, is that you have found the knack of entertaining adults. And I'm talking the movie is definitely family. Anybody could enjoy it. But your stand-up comedy, you have a knack for entertaining people without being foul, or offensive or degrading to anybody. And I think that's an art. I think in this day and age where, we have the internet and everybody's just so all over the charts and you can say anything you want on the internet. So people's expectation for that is high. And yet you manage to entertain people, with hilarity and grace and dignity, and nobody's offended, except the girl taking pictures with the flash.
She looked so mad. I remember her. She was so angry.
But no, you really do. And I think that's an art form that not a lot of comedians, hone in their act.
Well, yeah. Well, thank you. So much of stand-up and the art that I do is you got to be true to yourself. And that's who I am. Although sometimes I get really mad and that's not who I am. I've got a narc side. but yeah, and that's, anytime I see an artist and I know what they're doing is like, no, that's really them. That's how you're getting the best out of yourself too, right? And a lot of that has to do, with my faith. That's why I do what I do, and why I do the way that I do it.
Right. So. It's staying completely authentic to yourself and your belief system. Yeah. And I think people see that. I think when people come to your shows, they relate to that realness, that this is really, really who this guy is. And but the comedy is still hilarious.
Well, and that's the thing, you mentioned that first time you came, you saw me at a church, and I know that some people's perception of a comedian at a church is going to be like, you know what I mean? And so I did want to bring, I still really take pride in no, this is good as any comedy club show you're going to go to, any theater show. I worked real hard to be a very good comic. That was always my goal, always so I don't change the act. It's the same act, but I want it to be good. So, and that's what I strive to do.
And it certainly was. And you know what? I kind of enjoyed the intimate setting. Because I think it might be harder to harass the girl with the camera if you were in a 500-seat hall. It just has a sense of intimacy, right? That you kind of feel like you're living.
That's why I do it. That's why you'll see me at shows with only 20 people. It's because it's the art.
That's why.
Yeah. I just want to be true to the fans. I don't want to sure, I could do an arena. Sure, I could fill a stadium. But is that what the people want?
Well, you know what, Leland, I want to go ahead and talk about the movie. So Sleeper Agent is the 2020 hit the spy agent movie, and it is just hilarious. A friend and I watched it last night, and I just loved it. It's words come to mind like caper and hijinks and and you don't see a lot of those, and what I loved about it is it really is a movie that you could watch with your entire family. I don't have kids, so I tend to watch a lot of, more adult type shows. I don't watch a lot of family type shows, but myself and another adult friend watched it, and we just howled through the whole thing, and we just loved it. So what a great experience that must have been.
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah. Well, it's seeing something come to life that you had in your head, and yeah, the whole process. I mean, it was, it was a lower budget movie, but which gave us a lot more freedom. Actually, I have a
For
friend
sure.
who's got a movie coming out in a couple weeks. Oh, I guess it's about a month from now, and a lot bigger budget. But he was always complaining, and this is prior to me doing Sleeper Agent. I was talking to him, and it's just being released now, but he was just always complaining that they just keep changing things on him and he has no control because, so this was nice to have. It's a smaller budget, but
More freedom,
we're in complete control, more freedom. Yeah. To do
right?
what I wanted to do with it. So it was fun.
And Leland, when you say, you to make what was in your head come forth on the screen, it really did come from your head, because you actually co-wrote this movie with Nathan Blair.
Yeah. So what happened was a movie I'd done called Extraordinary. It's based on a true story about an ultra marathon runner, and I played the ultra marathon runner. The producer of that movie told me, he said, listen, get something ready, because soon as this movie is released, everyone's going to ask you, hey, what do you got next? And I really took that to heart, because I had a bunch of stuff I've been kind of writing, but hadn't really finished or whatever. And so I began to, I made a plan to finish writing Sleeper Agent, and so I wrote it. The first draft was just me. It was a little long, but then I met with Nathan Blair, and I was kind of talking to him about actually the third producer you mentioned when we were talking before we got on air, Brad Mix. He told me, go meet with Nathan Blair, because he when it comes to lower budget, this guy stretches the dollar like he doesn't. He's a miracle worker. So I met with Nathan and I started talking about this script, and he was like, sounds awesome. Can you send it to me? I sent it to him and he was like, let's do it. Let's do this movie. Do you mind if I, kind of help get this a little more,
Streamlined or whatever.
Yeah. So he went at it and just did a great job of cleaning things and shortening it and refining it. So yeah.
What I loved about this movie is, your character, Walter Gertz. I fell in love with him literally in the first 2 minutes of the show. And I don't want to give too much of it away, but we watched it on PureFlix actually. And so the first 2 minutes of the show, when the scene is that you're meeting your gorgeous girlfriend, or pardon me, your gorgeous neighbor who you would like, you would be happy if she was your girlfriend, right. And you're so nervous and you're trying to talk to her and you're stumbling over your words and you're digging yourself deeper. And, she had just come from a run and you were like, you're sweaty, or it's just pregnant women, but it's a clean sweat. And, and you keep trying to go on and at first I thought, oh, dude, no, don't say that.
That's how everybody feels like. They're all like, oh.
But you know what? That's just a woman, right? But within about 20 seconds, because you just won me over. And I was thinking, girl, please love him. Because anybody can identify with that. We've all been there, where you're talking to somebody and nothing is coming out right. So you keep trying to make up for it and you just dig yourself deeper. Right. And so Walter's character is just, it's that lovable, bumbling person that you want to root for the underdog.
Well, I appreciate that, because that character is pretty much me.
That was going to be my next question. How much Leland Klassen is in Walter, or vice versa?
There's a lot. Yeah, there's definitely a lot. I mean, the whole concept of this guy who just wants to be, loves the spy world and just wants to be a spy and stuff. That's I take that from myself. It's, in the, when it came to props and set decor, all these spy paraphernalia that he had, at the very beginning credits, they're showing all his spy paraphernalia and his movies and his graphic novels of James Bond and all that stuff. Half that stuff was mine. I just brought it.
Is that right? You brought your own props. That's awesome.
I brought my own props. I'm like, hey, I got a whole bunch of stuff. Maybe you can use it. And then they ended up putting some of it in. So yeah.
Nice. And I like that there's a real underdog theme, and there's a real, because of course in the beginning his friends are like, you're not an agent,
Yeah.
But he's like a little kid with a dream, that he's probably had since he was a kid. And I'm always a fan of the underdog story, because I really believe I've always kind of lived with if you can dream it, you can pull it off. And
yeah.
And you just bumble your way through it. And there was a lot of physicality in that movie.
Yeah, a lot of stunts too. what's funny is I didn't have a stunt double. We're a low budget, and I had a lot of stunts to do, and I wrote it. So so we get onto set every day, and it's like, oh, I gotta fall down again. Oh man,
why did I write that?
Why did I do so much? Why did I put so much of this in there?
Should have had Walter laying around a little more, eh?
yeah, absolutely.
And so
I'm keeping that in mind as I write things now. Sorry, I was just saying that I'm keeping that in mind as I'm writing now, because it's like I got to do all this stuff, and I'm getting a little bit older.
And when there was a lot of tripping down things, falling down, and so the movie was shot in Colorado.
Yeah, all of it was shot in the state of Colorado. We were mainly in Denver area, but we also shot a whole bunch down in Pueblo, and yeah, up in down in Castle Rock a little bit, and so yeah, kind of all over.
Right. And so, but this is not your first movie. I was telling you, I was watching it last night, and I was thinking this can't be his first movie. And I know, I mean that legitimately. I thought this guy's a great comedy actor, and this can't be his first movie. So what are some of the other projects that you had worked on previous to Sleeper Agent?
So feature film wise, like I, back here in Canada, I've done a bunch. Well, not a bunch, but I've done, I guess, 3 pilots over the years, like sitcom pilots and a sketch comedy pilot, and so and been on shows like Incredible Story Studio and some of these, so I've done a little bit here and there of acting, but I'd never really pursued it. But I did my first feature film. I don't know how many years ago that was now, 2014. It's called Alter Egos. And in it, I just played, it's a small role. I just played kind of a rival pastor to this main character. And he's just a jerk and thinks he's hilarious. So I just kind of put on this whole, and it was so much fun to do. It was just such a fun, and those producers just really liked what I did. And so when they had this other script for this running movie, this ultra marathon runner, they had me in mind, and so that was my second movie, and I was the lead in that. Kirk Cameron's in that as well.
Oh, is that right? Eh, great.
Yeah, well, it's a Christian movie, so legally you have to put him in it.
That's the Kirk Cameron thing.
It's an unwritten rule. But yeah, so that was, and then after that one, that's when I got the opportunity to do this, and I've been talking. I've got some more movies. I just did this movie, Stealing the Show, about these teenagers who plan a heist to steal back evidence of their friend that was framed, and I don't want to give too much of it away, but I play the former con man guy who gives them all the advice on how to pull off the heist. So
I'm sensing a theme here. There's I'm sensing a theme here. There's a bit of a heist and shenanigans.
Oh, yeah.
Sort of.
Oh, and I've written I've written a few scripts too, and yeah, there's definitely a theme to the movies that I like to do, and it's the guy who wants to be something and is the underdog and just struggles to make it happen. So
such a fan of the underdog. So when will Stealing the Show be out?
I'm not sure. I was just talking to the producer last weekend about it. Well, actually, it was Nathan Blair. It's another Nathan Blair movie, and he's just fantastic, and that's going to be a great movie too. But yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe a year or so. It'll probably be out in a while. But
we'll have to have you on again when it comes out.
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
And we can talk about that. Absolutely. You guys all heard him. Next year, he's coming back.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
So something else I want to talk about. I know you're an extremely humble person, but I'm going to bring it up. So your movie Sleeper Agent, you won a couple of awards. One just recently, and you had won the Audience Choice Award. Yeah,
we won at the Content 2020. We won several awards. We won People's Choice for favorite movie. Mark Christopher Lawrence got Best Supporting Actor, and he's I don't know if he looked familiar to you. He played Big Mike on Chuck, on the series Chuck. Do you remember?
I don't remember that. No.
Oh, okay. So Mike, one of the guys who was Walter's buddy there, He's from NBC's Chuck. But
What kind of
yeah, he won Best Supporting. I won Best Lead Actor, which was a humbling and awesome thing. I've won an award as an actor. This is crazy.
That's
I'm a
crazy.
comedian.
And congratulations, and well deserved. Can you have it handy? Do you have the award?
I do. You saw me looking over, did you? Yeah, I do. I actually have it right here.
I live vicariously through you because I have no award.
There it is.
Look at that. Official winner.
Yep. And if I take up smoking, I can.
You got an ashtray.
Got an ashtray. It's just there's so many uses to this.
Good for you. That's gotta feel great.
You know what? It really did. Comedy is always my that's how I see myself almost. I don't want to identify as by my job because that's not a very good thing to be to have your identity in. but I do really connect myself with stand-up comedy. So to now be stepping into the acting world and producing movies and film and stuff like that, I'm loving it and I'm enjoying it. But I don't feel like I don't feel as in place there. Like you hand me a microphone in front of 1,000 people, that's so comfortable for me. It's like, that's what right? I'll do that. Yeah. But the acting thing is still not quite as comfortable for me. So to get an award, an acknowledgement for it, it felt really good. Yeah.
I bet. And I think here's a question for you. What is harder? Like I know you're more comfortable with comedy. Whereas acting is scripted and you kind of know what's expected of you and what to say, and you're not relying so much on that immediate, the immediate audience response.
Right.
So not so much what are you more comfortable with? What do you find, what is more work? Like what is harder?
Well, what's harder, I think for me, like you mentioned, there's a couple things and you mentioned it too. You don't have that immediate feedback. Mm-hmm. So it takes a while. You get on screen, you're watching the movie and, okay, they did like that. You know what I mean? But so that's hard. But the other thing is, and this is the key to acting, and as far as I'm concerned, and that's decision making. Like you have to, when you read the script and you figure out what your character wants and those kinds of things, you're making decisions. And when you're not as experienced as an actor, those decisions are tougher.
For sure.
So I sometimes, you know what I mean? So that's what I'm always kind of second guesses my decision as an actor. Like, is this what this guy would be doing? Or is this how he would be reacting to this? Or is it too much? Is it too little? That's the kind of stuff, right? So that's what I find challenging. I'm enjoying the challenge, but that's, I would imagine. Yeah.
And so was it an easy segue from comedy to acting? Like, did you just decide that you wanted to push the limits a little more and challenge yourself? Like, how did the acting thing even come to fruition when you're a stand-up comic?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's always kind of tied in. Like, I remember going to Just for Laughs Comedy Festival for the first time in 1999. That's how old I am. And from there, I actually got an audition for a CBC sitcom pilot. Actually, it was called Pipe Dreams. It never went anywhere. But Ron James was the lead. You know, Ron James. Mm-hmm. Brent Butt was in it before and then Kathy Jones and Mary Walsh from This Hour's 22 Minutes were also in the show. So it was a star-packed show, and I thought it was going to go. I think it was just too expensive with all those stars in it. But so that was my first taste of, and that was being a comedic, a comedic role. The timing and everything was kind of felt like it came natural. And so kind of all along my career, I've kind of dabbled in television and doing various things like that. I mean, I think so many of the skill set that you have as a stand-up comic transfers over to acting. Not all of them, but there's a lot of skill set that you learn because you're performing, especially my type of act, which is very performance related and heavy performance. So, I'm trying to convey a message when I'm doing stand-up. I'm trying to convey something to get the comedy out, and it's the same in acting. You're trying to convey something, right? So
Right.
Yeah, I think they kind of go hand in hand. Obviously, there's lots of leeway on either side, but I've picked up on the stuff that's the same anyway.
I think creativity is just there's so many, pores that it can ooze out of, with creatives. Because most of my people that I hang around with and my friends they're creatives,
Hmm.
and it always amazes me how they can just sort of segue from music to writing to art to
Yeah. Well,
and
there's lots of crossover, isn't there? There's lots of
absolutely.
crossover. Yeah.
I don't know if I hadn't have had my background of being an entertainer and being in a band. I don't know if I'd be able to do this so easily.
What kind of band was it?
It was a rock band.
All
Yeah,
right.
it was in the 80s and 90s, and I was on the road for about 22 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, just throughout Canada and whatnot, and so yeah, I kind of relate to what you're saying because while I can't be out on the road doing music right now, this kind of fills that little void, and it gives me something to obsess about during this time,
There you
and
go.
I get to spend Sundays hanging out with cool people, and
There we go.
I'm very grateful for it.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah. So, here's a question for you. What can we hope to be watching for with Leland Klassen? Will it be, I mean, obviously the COVID is kind of, not assuming that we're going to be seeing it at the local club. But as far as, is acting now your new baby? Like, is that kind of your new thing?
I've got well, so I've got two movies coming up. Nothing official yet, but I was talking to one of the producers, and they're going to make an official offer. So that's coming up in summer. A couple more movies. Creatively, I'm trying to stay, like, I've been doing my YouTube channel, which is fun. That's been fun too. It's a little bit different. I wanted to kind of keep the branding of what I do the same. So I'm a bit of a storyteller on stage. So I've kind of turned it into some storytelling with some. It's fun because you can kind of edit in some things a little
For
differently.
sure.
It's a little bit different, but yet it's definitely my personality coming out. So I'm doing that. My wife and I started a podcast called the Comedian's Wife, and
Perfect.
yeah, so we've been kind of working on that as well. And for people that if you want to see what I do, if you I don't have you heard of Dry Bar Comedy?
I
Have you heard
sure
of?
have. I watch it all the time.
Yeah. So my full comedy episode is up on the Dry Bar Comedy. You can just YouTube it. It's like the 40-minute comedy special. People want to watch that for free.
Yeah, check
Um,
out, absolutely. I'm glad that you mentioned that, and for sure check out Leland Klassen on Dry Bar. And again, Dry Bar is all, there is no offensive a comedy, which is why I like it. I mean, it's adult humor, it's funny, you'll laugh
yeah.
out loud. But there's no degradation involved, there's no foul language. And yeah, so check out Dry Bar Comedy and check out Leland Klassen's show on that for sure. And what's your podcast called again? The Comedian's
Uh,
Wife?
the Comedian's Wife. Yeah.
The Comedian's Wife, and that stars your wife Carrie and
Yeah, my wife Carrie, and she kind of leads it, and we just interview couples, a lot of comedians, and we talk to their wives as well to see how they're surviving, having a husband who's a comedian.
Perfect. Well, Leland, if you guys ever need a guest,
Oh,
it
here
might.
we go. Well, you've had the road life too, right? So that's
I sure have, yeah.
yeah. I mean, there's a fraternity there. These people that have even people that do business, travel doing business. It's a different dynamic in a
Sure is.
family when somebody's traveling, right? So it's been cool.
Good stuff. And so where can people watch Sleeper Agent? I know personally last night I watched it on PureFlix.
Yeah,
Um,
PureFlix, it's on there. Christiancinema.com. You can also find it. I believe Amazon Prime.
Amazon
Maybe not in
Prime?
Canada. I think it
Not
might
in
not be in
Canada.
Canada. In the US, I think you can get it on Amazon. There's a way. I think you have to rent it too. It's not on Prime. But
I know I rented it. I rented it on PureFlix and was happy to do it. It was it was entertaining and I'll probably wind up watching it again.
awesome.
And yeah, and so while we're talking about the movie, can we go ahead and I just feel like I want to give a shout out because the entire cast was so amazing.
Mm.
Can you maybe just give a shout out to the names of the other characters?
Sure. Yeah. Well, Kate was
Name
played by Gigi Orsillo, and fantastic actress out of Colorado Springs.
Absolutely.
Mark Christopher Lawrence played Mike, as I mentioned earlier. Matt Falk, Canadian comic out of Winnipeg, played Eugene, and did a fantastic job there. Really funny. Who else was on that? Heath Arthur who's a comic out of Colorado Springs, played Chad, and just did a great job of Chad. I loved what he did with Chad. Our last minute replacement, Julie Crescente, played Alina, and she was not actually cast in it. It was actually another girl from Detroit, and she got into an accident about a week before and wasn't allowed to travel. She was fine, but she just wasn't allowed to travel. So we had to replace. So Julie came in last minute and just did an amazing job. I can't picture anyone else playing Alina now other than Julie.
Great.
And my friend, I pushed for him to be in this movie. I was like, you gotta have my friend, one of the greatest actors that I know, Tim Hildebrandt. He's originally from Saskatoon, a Saskatchewan guy. He lives in LA now. He's acting out there, and he played Vladimir, the Russian.
Oh, he was so good.
And he did, and yeah, that Russian accent. I mean, he learned that. What's that?
That's a learned accent, the Russian accent.
Yeah, no, he put that together, and he had all these other projects right up until the time too. So it was really difficult he had a tight timeline, and he just nailed that accent. He's such a talented guy. Stacey Bradshaw played Danielle Turner. That was actually initially it was Dan Turner, and we changed it to made it a woman, and she did a great job of that as well. Am I missing anybody else?
I don't think so.
That's the main cast anyway. Yeah,
Danielle character was perfect. You know, the little techie, the evil little techie geek, right?
Yeah. And that's the kind of role she always plays. These, happy, fun characters, and so she really wanted to dig her hands into a villain, right? So that was fun.
Villains must be fun to play.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Right on. Well, Leland, this has been so awesome. I can't thank you enough for coming on the show. It's been really, really great talking to you. Guys, check out Sleeper Agent. And I love the quote. Be brave, save the day, and get the girl. Words that live by.
That's right.
That's right. All right, Leland, I can't thank you enough. You take care and stay in touch, and we'll look forward to your next movie.
Thanks so much, Kelly. It was fun.
Right. Thanks so much, everybody. Thanks for watching, everybody. Kelly Barrett here at Center for Jess TV. We'll see you next week. Until then, stay safe and safe. Bye-bye.